Hey guys, Rich Graham here. Just wanted to touch base, update you on some of the new content for our Full Spectrum Warrior online training forum. So what we have now on the website is setting up your scope. So we get a lot of questions about people getting new long guns, or they get a gun and it had an old scope on it and they're ready to replace the scope and get a new optic, and they don't know how to go through the process of sighting in. Or many times we get a gun that has a scope on it and we just keep the scope where it was because we don't want to touch it, we don't want to mess anything up. So we don't want you guys to be insecure in that way of you're going to mess the gun up if you touch the scope. The reality is, when you get a new gun, even if that scope was already sighted in for someone else, you get that new gun and it's got the scope on it, best thing you can do is take that scope off right off the bat, take the scope rings off, and we're going to start fresh. So in this series, what we're going to do is we're going to talk to you about how do we actually fit the gun and fit that optic to our personal body, right? So everyone has a different length neck, everyone's got different size shoulders and traps and things like that. Each scope has a specific eye relief, but not every person has the same body shape. So we want to custom tailor and fit that scope on the gun specifically for you, the shooter of that firearm and optic setup. Next thing we're going to do is talk about how to set up your range for doing a good zeroing process, some of the safety guidelines that we want to look into, and some of the things that's going to shave us a lot of time and headache and ultimately save us money of wasting ammo downrange. Then lastly, what we're going to do in this is we're going to talk about the zeroing process and the sight-in process. And then from there, the additional videos that we're getting to add on to this is from our recent training seminar, where we're now going to go into how do you do the holds, how do you use the reticle, and a whole bunch of other great tips that's really going to help you as a long gun shooter. So if this information sounds exciting to you and you want to get some information and learn on how do you set up your scope, how do you set up your rifle specifically for you, then go ahead on over to fullspectrumwarrior.us, register today for our online training membership, and we'll get you started. Once you're there, click on the online training library, scroll down to weapons setup, and then look in the long gun section and get started. I hope you like the training. I hope this helps, and we'll see you on the range.